Is this project considered an album, mixtape, or EP?
It's a LP, but most songs may make it feel like a mixtape, but altogether, my intent was for it to be an album
Why go that route?
because it's about catalog.
Now, can you explain the title and its meaning?
Drippamphetamine, it's an infatuation of fashion. It's an allure of attracting the success. Basically, you award yourself when you work hard with certain things. Not to be materialistic, but it's a therapy. So drippamphetamine, once you shop, you go in the store, you alleviate the stress, you reward yourself, now you feel drippamphetamine.
When it comes to shopping, is that something you're into personally?
Yes.
Is it an addiction?
An addiction, if that, some people will call it that, but it's me.
This title, was this something you came up with or someone coined for you?
At first, we were jotting names, but as we kept putting certain things together and scribbling certain things, and one night in the studio, I just said the line, "Drip is fed to me." Like the drip, I drip so hard that drip is fed to me. Like it's upset with me, and then eventually the play on the word became drippamphetamine, and that's how we caught the word. Drip is fed to me, but then I kept playing with it, and then that's how drippamphetamine came about.
Is there a message with this project?
Yes.
What?
Don't kill yourself for the fashion.
Who is your project for?
Myself, the people around me, and people that are into music and fashion.
Is there an age minimum to listen to this?
No, it's for the world.
Now, can you explain the concept behind this artwork?
The concept is basically if you conquer your goals, you can have the palm of the world in your palms. The whole weight of the world in your palms, my fault.
And was this something you came up with or graphic designer?
Well, I sketch everything out and then I send it to my graphic designer for him to like vectorize the final work.
Now, the release date. What was the release date for this project?
September 17, 2020.
Was there any significance behind that date?
Yes. Well, usually it's New York Fashion Week from the beginning of September to mid-September. So I wanted to release the fashion-based project during Fashion Week because that was the intention for it.
Looking back, were you happy with the date that was chosen?
Yes. Because we finally got off of the shackles of COVID and we was able to be outside again.
And for time reference, it's March 2021. And was that a saturated release date by chance?
No, because I released it on a Thursday.
And when you released it on a Thursday, do you remember what time?
Literally, because of how the distributors work, the project itself dropped at midnight, but I had a release party at IMI Studios at 10 p.m. So technically it dropped 10 p.m. on the September 17th.
But on DSPs,
it was available at midnight.
Thursday night, Friday morning?
No, Wednesday night, Thursday morning.
Now describe the sound, overall speaking, one would hear pressing play.
The sound would be a lot of airy sonics, high boom bap, but at the same time, very like, it would feel lo-fi-ish, but it would feel like you can get spacey. It's vibey. It's vibey.
When it came to the lyrics, did you write or freestyle punching?
Everything off the top, freestyle punching. Sometimes I go straight through, but everything off the top because I say what I feel. I do what I feel.
Did you have any help with the lyrics on this project?
The help with lyrics, I wouldn't say help with lyrics, like in the sense of how to say something, yes. Like when my engineer's telling me to say it like this instead of like that, help like that, but every word I use is mine. It comes off the top of my brain when I freestyle.
When it comes to your lyrics for this project, how honest are they?
Everything's factual, 100% of it, 1,000% of it.
There's 28 songs on this project. Why that amount for this one?
Well, specifically, I'm inspired by artists such as the Jay-Z's, the Camerons, the Wiz Khalifas, and given a whole concept, I couldn't fit the concept or conceptualize the Drippamphetamine without having all 28 songs, because if you think about it, each song is a dosage of a whole situation, if you get what I'm saying. So 28 incense, 28 sticks, 28 grams. So it's basically each volt is a dosage. So you got to take Drippamphetamine each track at a time, at a time, at a time.
How many songs did you have to choose from originally before finalizing to these 28?
First, I started with 75 beats, recorded about 45 of them, cut it down to 35, and was convinced to cut it down to 21. But because I wanted the concept to be a certain way, it had to be 28 songs.
And had you narrowed down the process?
Well, with freestyling, sometimes you may repeat yourself too many oftentimes, and the sonic might not hit the way I want it to. So after I catch a studio session, I catch a vibe. A couple of days after, if I don't feel the same way about the record, then I either have to go back or just create a new one. And when I create the new one, sometimes I like the new one better than the old one. So I just swap out the record or just keep creating new records.
How long did that narrowing process down take when you went from 75 to 45, I think that's what you said, to 35, and then you land at these final 28? Just the narrowing process down alone, how long did that take you, if you can recollect?
If I could recollect, my first song for this project is Bogota, which I recorded in 2019. And the project, the last song I cut was January 25th, 2020. So that process from August 2019 to January 2020. And then the project was sitting with the DSP since April, but I released it in September because we really wanted to release it on 420 around the springtime so it could go to that vibration. But COVID had things a little backed up, so we had to replan everything, and it just made more sense to release it during Fashion Week. So that was the vibe for it.
Did you have to clear any of the music for this project?
No, I didn't, because everything that's on the project is either 100% mine or the quotables on there I quoted and I credited who I was supposed to.
Who put this track list together, the song order?
Well, that's the thing. I'm hands-on with everything, and then I talk to my managers and we sit down, but I like to be hands-on from top to bottom because, again, this project, I was advised from other people, oh, cut it down to, 21, 16, but because I understand what I'm trying to deliver, I had to put it in a particular order because, again, track 25, I recorded towards the end, but certain songs, it just made sense to put it towards the end of the track list anyways because I was given a story from point A to point B. So this project, I was literally going from A to Z.
What was that process like, putting the track list together?
Excruciating because at first, the second song I recorded for the project after Bogota was Drip Time of Sanctuary, and I was gonna call the project that, but some of my friends were like, nah, that kind of sounds too left. And then eventually we kept playing around, kept playing around. The name was and then that's when I eventually came with Drippamphetamine. So the process, like I said, it was a little tough, but I did what I was supposed to do.
Do you remember how long the song order took you?
It took me months, because I literally like to, once I finish recording a song, I already like to have an idea or how to make a project for it. And sometimes songs become its own capsule. So it took me literally from August 2019 to up until January, because I kept recording new songs and kept adding songs. And my friends were like, nah, you have to stop because you're just going to keep making a whole new project.
When it came to the actual song order, was there a strategy to it?
Yes.
What was that strategy?
From the intro sounds like a single, then it goes into the skits, then as you get to the middle, it gives you that mixtape vibe, like damn, you just put a whole bunch of hot songs together in the middle, but then towards the end, it sounds like an album, Late Night Ride. type of vibe.
Were you happy with that decision making looking back?
Yes.
Now, what was that feeling like after releasing this project publicly for the first time?
I finally understand how like artists back in the days would go missing for 2 years and then deliver a project. Now I finally understand the process, and especially the creative side of it, but then to the mixing, and when you go to the mastering session, it still don't sound like how you want it to sound. So you got to go back and cut it. So yeah, I felt delivered, like finally, like after creating a whole bunch of almost 50 plus records, I finally narrowed it down, and it's giving the idea that I want to the world off. I felt like it felt good, executed.
And I know you had a release party the same night the project came out. Is that how you typically do things when you release a project of this magnitude? Or was this the first time you did it same night?
First time. Because again, I'm just paying attention to like how previous artists before me came out and how to do a rollout, especially independently, and just learning things out. Because the first project I released it on all platforms and didn't do nothing for it.
What did you think about this rollout, looking back?
It was dope because I finally understood what it's like to work hard on a project and then celebrate at the end.
Now, after the project's been released, it's been consumed, let's reflect for a second. Was there any remorse in the songs chosen or the order of the track list? So do you ever say to yourself, looking back, you know, maybe we should have cut the track list down, maybe we should have added more songs, maybe we should have moved a song up the track list, maybe we should have moved a song down the track list? Any of that?
Nah, not at all. Because again, this process for the track list was meticulous. I started from 75 beats, recorded 50 records almost, and cut it down to the 28. So every song, again, it connected to one song, but you know, I'm not trying to make nothing monotonous. So I curated the project a certain way so when the listener hears it, it goes from like this mixtape into this album mode. So you're like, whoa, let me listen to this project again because you're gonna miss a lot of stuff. So I particularly put the track list so even if you do miss the records, when you do like have the project on repeat or anything like that or shuffle, and you catch one of the records, you'll be like, whoa, let me go back and listen to this from top to bottom, and finally you'll understand what Drippamphetamine is.
Was any element of this project rushed or last minute?
Yes. Only because some of the music sometimes when you create it, there's certain things you say, and you know, like the record Bogota, again, I recorded the record 2019, but there's a lot of ad-libs and certain influence I feel that's on the record, but somebody else might record a certain way, and that ad-lib track that I got is similar to somebody else's, and they release it before I do, then it makes me look like I'm copying it. So the reason why I wanted to rush and release the project back in April was because of that, but I had to be patient with the process. So even if somebody repeat a line I already said, I ain't biting off of them, they ain't biting off of me, but I guess that's how the universe works. We have similar thinking patterns.
Financially, how much did this project cost to create?
Financially, excluding the chain or including the chain?
Let's do both.
I want to say and be moderate, 60,000. Because just the rollout for the release party and clearing records with the producers and getting track outs and things like that, paying publicists and getting the event space. And yeah, I spent about 60,000. The chain alone was 30, so, and that's marketing of itself. So yeah, about 60,000.
And let's see the chain. Who did that chain?
Aviani Jewelers. If it don't got that stamp on it, it's not official. If you're in New York, you got to go to Aviani. And I didn't get paid to say that.
Why'd you choose him?
the history growing up, watching Dipset, watching Cameron, and Cameron having that globe chain. Aviani did that. So from young, like, it may sound like, whoa, you inspired by that, but that's what caught my attention, like how he had the globe just spinning. And it's so funny how this project got a globe in it, and I didn't even think of that until just now. But seeing Cameron going to Aviani and just splurging the Canaries and all that type of extra stuff, I wanted that experience for myself. So I had to go to Aviani.
And were you happy with that experience?
Of course. That's a relationship. That's not even just jewelry. Like, he really be giving me gems. And it makes me see things a whole lot different, especially trying to become an artist and trying to pave the way a certain way.
You have other chains on today. Was this the only piece you've ever had from Aviani?
Nah, all 3 chains is Aviani. Even the wrist.
When it came to this particular piece, was this your first piece ever from Aviani, or you had already?
No, I already had, like, it's a build-up. Like, the first piece.
Give me the history, yeah.
All right, so this is TYB. This is the label. It's the unit. TYB, right? It's the home team. Then you got Drip Thomas, which is another. It's like, you see, you have Diplomats. You got Dipset. You got Bird Gang. So this would be Diplomats. This would be Bird Gang. And Drippamphetamine is the project. And it's the first time I actually did a chain for a project specifically. So I kind of wanted to do a piece, and Aviani was like, let's go like this. So I sketched out the artwork and put it a certain way, and then he made the rest happen.
How much did the other chains cost?
15, 17. Well, this little one was, to be honest, this one was a gift. Because I was doing what I was supposed to do, and, you know, I built a good rapport with him. So it was a set. I paid for the bracelet, so the chain was a gift. And my first piece was a TYB piece, I said, and then Drip Thomas piece was the one that he taxed me on.
What was the initial piece, the cost on the initial piece?
The Drippamphetamine piece?
No. The TYB.
Oh, the TYB piece? That was $12,000.
So he did the bracelet as well.
Yeah, the bracelet was $8, because, like, in the bezel, in the lock, I got stones in it. VVS is only.
Now, when it comes to 30,000 or 60,000, and you shared both figures here, and I don't even know if you even had a budget for this going in or not.
That's the problem. For my up-and-coming artists, do not a la carte. Do not try to say, yo, I'm going to get to spit it on this, because then you end up spending way more. It's more realistic to be patient with the process. Get your budget, confirm it, save the bread, and then plan everything out and be methodical with it. That's why I know my next project that I drop, I'm going to do it accordingly, because Drippamphetamine, because I was so into it, I was spending money here, left and right, and then when I was time to do taxes and look at my receipts, I said, whoa, I spent way more than I was supposed to. And yeah, I made some of it back, but I know it could have been way more effective if I had the budget at once and then allocated what I was supposed to do.
Take your time.
I missed the word. I'm looking for the word. Allocate the budget a certain way so each item could execute.
So going into this project, did you have a budget or you didn't have a budget in mind?
At first, I didn't have a budget in mind, because I just know I had to put that particular project out a certain way, because if I'm going to give you drip and fashion, I can't just say it. I got to show you it, because we live in a time where show me, you know, it's better for me to show you than I could tell you. So I had to make sure the drip, the aesthetics and everything was there, but over time, things overlapped and, you know, spent more than I was supposed to.
Now, you have made some of it back, your return on investment.
Right.
Maybe not everything. But looking back at how everything played out, was spending that amount of money on this project, whether we look at the 30 figure or the 60 figure, was it worth it?
Of course. Because everything I did was betting on myself. And, you know, yeah, I have my guys around me to tell me this and that, but sometimes to make a decision, you know, only you can dictate that, especially when you have a particular vision. Only you can be able to know what it's like. So if you're not gonna take the risk, you can't say you don't know what the odds would be or the possibilities would be or the outcome would be. So I took the risk. I put the money up. I see what these artists are talking about now, and I kind of feel like that's an accomplishment because I finally did something without nobody else saying, "Hey, I got a bag for you." I did it myself. Like I put the bag on me, and I like what came out of it, so I can't get mad.
Is this your best work so far musically?
Since it's March 20th, 2021, I got so much more new music, like probably 100 more songs, and I'm not even gassing it. Like literally unreleased music. For the world, I'm gonna say Drippamphetamine is my best project out now, but right now, as of like knowing what I got on my phone unreleased in my emails, no.
So publicly, this is your best work to date, but privately, you have something
way better. Because again, with that experience and seeing what the measuring stick is, like Drippamphetamine is my measuring stick. Now I know what I'm up against. I know that if I make a body of work and it's gonna be compared to each other, I gotta do better than my last.
What's your favorite song on this project? Your personal favorite?
I'm sorry, I gotta pick two songs. Track number 15, which is Heal the Pain, and track number 25, is track 27, I Need Money. So Heal the Pain and I Need Money.
Tell me about each song and then why it's your favorite.
Heal the Pain, I was literally going through something at the time, and for that strange day, going to the studio that night, it was cold outside, and I had to troop it to the studio. I don't know, for some reason, either it was snowing or the Ubers was taking too long. I went to the studio and I really let all my emotions out on that record. And I Need Money, that record in particular, is because the world, we always say I need money, but I remember that studio session night because it's January 25th, 2020. And you could even ask DJ O. I spent like an hour trying to say this particular line, which is a Kobe reference. So it's just so weird how I'm up trying to create that record, freestyling off the top. But that Kobe line, Ginobili line, I made sure that I executed a certain way. And I still, to this day, I feel like I didn't say it the way I caught the vibe the first time when I was freestyling. But you could ask, that Kobe pouring 81, that line, I said it probably almost 100 times. And then for the next day for that to happen, it was just like, whoa, that was just mad weird. But one thing that left for me, like, leave your work ethic and your mentality so people could live on with your legacy.
You said this Kobe line the night before he passed away?
Yes. To be like super weird, you know how Saturday, like the sessions start at like 9 p.m. and it goes into so the session went into the 26th. So if you look at the bounce, the record was bounced January 26th at 3:43 or something like that. So I'm chilling, and that day happens. I hit DJ O like, yo, bro, that's not crazy. Like, look how hard I was going to the studio last night just to punch in that line because I said pouring 81 like Kobe. Euro step, you know me. Bitch, you don't know me. Get out my section because I ain't with the telling. We ain't sliding to the telly. So for me to say all of that, and then that happens, like, whoa. It's just, for some reason, I don't know, like, it feels so weird. Like, I can't even explain it.
How did you find out about Kobe's death?
Literally, I was with Capo and my other bro. We in the crib chilling, watching TV, watching sports. And then when that hit, like, it's crazy. Like, whoa, that really just happened. And I was just mind boggled. And then I just had to go listen to the record. Like, yo, did I say anything weird? And I'm listening to the record like, yo, how the hell did that? Like, how am I talking about a man that I'm thinking about it? I'm rapping about it, and then that's what happens. Like, it's like, whoa. Like, that hit home right there.
Do you have a connection to Kobe?
I feel like all of us do, especially growing up watching sports. Like, it's funny, like, I'm an AI fan at heart, right? But as I got older and I understood what the Mamba mentality is, like, that helped that helps people with their confidence, a way of thinking and a way of doing things, and seeing like him perfecting his craft. And that's another reason why I felt like I had to give this amount of songs, because I feel like with Drippamphetamine, I finally came to an understanding of my craft and my sound and my calling.
You don't know him personally, though?
No.
Ever seen him play live?
Yes, once.
What game?
It was the, I'll tell you right now. It was the Nets. Lakers playing the Nets. That's when the Nets, before they became the Brooklyn Nets.
They were the New Jersey Nets.
New Jersey Nets. But that was still number 8 Kobe. Prudential Center or something like that. And I didn't even, like, we were not even close, but that's the only time I ever got to see him play.
Did he do anything special that game?
To be honest, I don't recall. All I can recall is VC had a crazy dunk. Again, at the time, he probably did, but I don't even recall that deep, to be honest with you.
Remember what age you were?
I was 12. Yeah, I was junior high school. VC was on the Nets.
Where's Kobe rank on your favorite players?
It's definitely top 3. Definitely top 3.
Before his death, he was top 3?
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy. Again, like, my friends would tell you, like, I like to even argue it, like, it's Jordan, then Kobe. But a lot of people like to say LeBron. But me, I differ. I say Jordan, Carmelo, then Kobe. I'm funny like that.
All right, we'll stop there for today.
I bet. And that's only because Kobe has said Melo is the hardest player to guard. And that's what made me put Melo number 2. Yeah, but that's crazy though, bro.